that actually, slowly brings us to the next keynote. And that is actually coming from our wonderful platinum sponsor, that is Web3 Funds. I am very happy and indeed thrilled to announce the CEO, Viktor Uzunov.
So, hey everyone, picture this. It's 2 a.m., this chart's flashing, and there's a bunch of tokens with names you couldn't fathom. You know, Fartcoin, Jelly, Bonk, you name it. And unfortunately, they're all drawing your liquidity into a black hole. How many of you have been rug pulled? I'm pretty sure, if not everyone, most of you. I've been there, and I've definitely stood at that same abyss where the meme coins can be a very dark world. But who knows, maybe by the end of my segment and what I have to tell you, I'll give you a new perspective of how meme coins can be and what they can actually become. So I've had the same fever dream as probably most of you, which is I'll buy this random coin of the internet, be it Solana, Ethereum, whatever, and I'll wake up in, the fever dream in meme coins. You'll be driving a Lambo and you'll be a millionaire. Unfortunately, with that fever dream, there's also a very rude awakening that comes. An awakening that I was a part of many times and that I've experienced myself. You wake up and your wallet's gone. It's almost at zero. You've been rug pulled, and it's unfortunately it's a very big part of crypto. While this whole realization was happening, and while I got rug pulled so many times, I thought that a change is needed. It's kind of a shift in mentality, or something that just generally moves the industry and the segment of meme coins into a different space. That time, I didn't know that I'm going to be part of one of the largest meme coins of 2025, and that one of the two founders of a coin that we took from pump fund all the way to $250 million. A little bit more on that later. Meme coins, as we all know, they're a very good way for people to get into the world of crypto. They're easy to buy, they're very relatable. They require this very complex team or this very high-tech development. You don't need a VC that's going to fund you. You don't need a big developer team. Obviously, with the emergence of platforms like Pump Fund or Bonk, other launchpads, launching a meme coin takes 2 minutes and a little bit of creativity and imagination. You need an idea. You need an idea that people can relate to. And you also need an idea where people are going to be able to get fired up by. We all know most of them pure hype, but we've built lasting billions of dollars worth projects based on pure hype that have transitioned into way more than just a pure meme coin. We call it a tribe, we call it a community, we call it many things in the world of crypto, but this is one of the most essential things that meme coins present. An ideology, something that people relate to, and something that can ignite very quickly. Obviously, when we're talking about meme coins and growing large businesses, we've seen many millionaires get born by crypto. How long did it take for the first Bitcoin millionaire to get, to develop? With Solana, with Ethereum, with all the big coins, it's taken many years at most times. With meme coins, we've seen this overnight. We all know coins like Fartcoin, I know, absurd name, but nonetheless one of the biggest meme coins in the world. Pepe, Jelly. I vividly remember waking up in the morning, and a couple of you in the crowd were actually with me when I realized it. You wake up and Jelly had gone from a couple of million market cap to 250 overnight. That's an insane spike. This is only possible with meme coins. No other project, no other asset class, because I think we can definitely put meme coins into an asset class of their own at the moment. No other asset class has been able to achieve all of this and achieve it so quickly and with such ease. To give you a little bit of perspective what we built, and again, it started as a joke, what memes generally are. A friend of mine called me late December of 24, and he asked me, wait, do you know how we can create meme coins? I've been in the crypto industry for a while. Pump Fund had its fair share of success already. So we decided, he gave me this whole pitch, he's German, he gave me this whole pitch about how Elon Musk has a little bit of a romance with one of the political parties in Germany, and he thinks this could be interesting. At the time, we all know Elon Musk has had plenty of romances with many politicians, with many ideologies, so it wasn't anything overly exciting. Unknowingly to us, a few weeks later, on 9th of January, he decided to host a Twitter live session with that same party. Obviously, he owns Twitter, now X, and for us that meant quite a lot. We were the only meme coin on the market that actually had any relevance between Elon and AFD. Pure luck. None of us saw that happening. None of us knew that he's going to host them. None of us knew that he's actually going to do something about it. As you can see from the chart that we had, from the 9th, a very slow growth started happening. We kind of got to about the $30 million market cap, which again, anyone of you that's ever done a meme coin, you get it from pump fund to $30 million market cap. It's incredible. Around there, we decided to take it serious. It wasn't a joke. Now we started seeing it as a business. My partner in this, someone that's been into developing digital businesses for the last 30 years, and myself, I was an investment banker for 10 years in London. We started to see this as an actual business. Again, to me, coming from traditional finance, this was absurd. It's a coin that has no intrinsic value. It has absolutely nothing, no utility, it has nothing to it, and it's worth $30 million. We started to take it more seriously. We started to invest the little money that we had been able to take out of the project at the very time into developing it. One of the other sponsors that is probably here in the crowd somewhere, the market maker Vortex, got involved with us around that time as well. We got involved with MEXC, one of the leading exchanges in the world. And as you can see, right around the end of January, things really started happening. We went on at least to me, it seemed at the time, a meteoric rise where we went to close to $250 million market cap, which to us was pretty insane. Vortex, who are also going to be speaking later, from what I understand, are going to speak a little bit more on how we actually got there algorithmically. But they did something very interesting for us. They gave us the idea that we can be a little bit different to other people in the meme coin space. Normally what founders of meme coins do is they get to a certain level and, well, as we all know, they rug pull. We could have rug pulled, yes. It was very hard for us to look at wallets that are constantly growing at a time, had multiple million-dollar figures. Obviously, liquidity wouldn't allow us, but we decided to be, as funny as it sounds in the world of crypto, ethical. We decided that we're going to sell on the way up, and our market maker let us know in a very convenient for everyone time that we've kind of reached the top of this thing. Did we hope it's going to get to that $1 billion and we're going to see that $1 mark? Yeah, obviously, who doesn't? Everyone that is in meme coins, this is the main dream. You get millions of coins for a few $100s and then you sell them for $1 a piece. They told us around the 220 million mark that they're seeing very limited growth, and we stopped selling. Something that we did not in the beginning of this journey even think we're going to do. One of the main lessons they made us realize and kind of gave us a little bit of education on, one of the reasons why meme coins are not where they could and should be, is a very primal human emotion, which is greed. All of us, it doesn't matter how much money we have, obviously we were fortunate that we had made a couple of dollars before we started this, but as time went by, it's very hard as a human being for you to control yourself and not pull the trigger and just be like, whatever. So we stopped selling at about $220 million as a team, and we just let the market take over. We can all see the big red candle. It happened. The market did bounce back for quite a significant amount of time, but around the middle of February, it got to a stage where the crypto market started going down, meme coin sentiment kind of went to an all-time low, and the project, quite honestly, never recovered after. Many lessons were learned. Quite a few people made a lot of money. We're very realistic. A good amount of people probably lost some money, but this is how the market works. And it's a lesson for us and for everyone else. So, kind of brings me to the next point. Long gone are the days where crypto is, and not just crypto, meme coins are just these funny pictures on the internet. They're very relatable, they're very easy to understand. Now they're very related to social causes. How many coins apart, obviously ours, even for AFD. It was related to the movement in Germany with the AFD. There's been a bunch of coins that have supported charities, social causes. Even with Charlie, we saw this with Charlie Kirk a couple of weeks ago. The moment that, I think most of you know what happened a couple of weeks ago with him. Immediately, there was a meme coin that hit $50 million market cap within less than 24 hours. It now shows us that meme coins are yes, a vessel, a tool for people to make money, and they're an asset class of their own. But at the same time, memes in general have become this intrinsic part of pop culture, of everyday life, and they're not just funny pictures we share. They're also, a tool to fight social injustice or shed light onto topics that are hot for that particular period of time. What they've also done is they've given birth to a lot of innovation. Companies and platforms like Pump Fund, like Phantom. Phantom Wallet is one of the big DEX wallets out there. Even Twitter. Twitter wouldn't be the same without meme coins and without the attention they bring. Pump Fund wouldn't be where they are. They just did, a couple of months ago, they did a $500 million raise based on their token. And what does their company do? Creates meme coins. Phantom Wallet, for a very, very long time, was, together with Pump Fund, one of the most profitable companies in crypto. They were raking in millions of dollars a day based on the meme coin hype and what Solana was able to do. Solana itself, one of the largest coins out there. I've been a Solana maxi for a very long time. Got to an all-time high because of meme coins and because of all the attention and all the volume that it was giving. So we can honestly say that meme coins now, they're here to stay. They're going to continue to be a very intrinsic part of the market. And, the creme de la creme, the President of the United States created his own meme coin. We all remember that unfortunate event, and we all know how that ended. But it shows you that they're way, 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 way bigger than what we thought they're going to get to. Coming to my next point, Web3 itself wouldn't be where it is without meme coins. One of the main ideas is that it brought mainstream attention to the industry. People that had never heard about layer 1, layer 2, they had no idea what crypto was, how it works. My parents were in their 60s. They knew what Dogecoin was, what Bonk was. They've heard about Pepe. They've heard about them because they're very easy to understand, and people genuinely talk about them a lot more than they talk about anything else in crypto. The only other asset I would say is more hyped than meme coins, and people normally, it's kind of a polarizing opinion on my behalf, is Bitcoin. Because again, Bitcoin, it was the first. It is the big daddy of crypto. Meme coins have had a similar rise to fame in a lot quicker time. Obviously, like everything else in investments, doesn't matter if it's crypto, doesn't matter if it's traditional banking. To those of you that haven't been part of traditional banking, or the vice versa, people that are just in traditional finance, the topic is very unique. People normally ask if crypto is a Ponzi scheme. Very often, we get that question daily. At the same time, coming from traditional finance, I can tell you now, traditional finance is one of the biggest Ponzi schemes ever if we have to compare it to the same standards that we hold crypto accountable for. How many financial crises have we had because of traditional finance? Crypto being a lot smaller market than the traditional finance market, crypto sitting at around $4 trillion, which Apple alone is bigger than this. Has a lot of room to grow, has a lot of lessons to grow. Crypto on its own, and meme coins in particular, is unfortunate in a way that it's living in the world of social media and a world of internet. Obviously, it wouldn't be possible without it. So the issues and the growing pains that we've seen in the traditional finance space, we just don't see those on social media because they were 100, 150 years ago, or in the 70s, in the 90s. There's been so many big recessions. Something that I touched on a little bit earlier is that we've seen many millionaires get born with, obviously with Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the major coins. But again, they took a lot longer. Crypto sold a dream very successfully. Meme coins got it on a completely new level. I personally know more than 10 people that made a very random investment in Bitcoin. A couple of weeks later, they were millionaires. A lot of them lost it back. We all know how it works. But, the dream is not just a dream. It's a reality. And it could be. Let's not get things twisted. Memes have a darker side. They're not all good, and, they're, as everything else in life, they have two sides. We're very painfully aware of the rug pull culture and how most of us have been on the receiving end of it. All the scams, everything that happened with meme coins, and all the lessons that we learned while we were developing one and later on while we were trying to build a more sustainable business, kind of got us with the realization that I've now used to build my current business on. 20% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Again, one of the biggest downfalls of people that trade meme coins is that all of us kind of refresh that page and we're hoping that that profit is now double or triple or 4 times bigger. Taking profits, we all know. Everyone that's done meme coins will probably agree with me. We all have a million screenshots of possibilities where we could have just taken profit and move on. Most of us have more screenshots than they have actual profits. I'm 100% sure. So yeah, 20% of something is better than 100% of nothing. This is how I manage my current business, and this is how I look at life in general. So there's a better way to do things. There's a more sustainable way, and I'm going to be very honest. When we started building a meme coin, when we were developing it, then when we started building the current business, which is an investment fund, we didn't do it for the better of mankind, or I didn't have this ethical dream that we're going to change the industry. But the more we grew and the more things developed, we started to see that it is possible, and that there's many lessons to be learned from the journey meme coins have taken everyone in the industry on. The experience really helped me shape who I am as an investor, as a trader, even as a man, as poetic as it may sound. Most of us, if not all of us, joined Web3 so we can better our lives, mostly financially, but also to disrupt the current system. One of the biggest problems we have is that the current financial system is very stale, technological advancement is very slow. Crypto has been a staple force in changing all of that. So, just as a final remark from me, the trenches of meme coins are very unpredictable. They're brutal. But they're a true training ground. They can teach you to adapt in real time and to adapt your behavior in real time. The boardroom I sit now in my office looks very glamorous and looks very, very glitz and polished. But my DNA as an investor and my DNA as a trader was forged in the trenches of crypto. Don't dismiss the chaos that meme coins present. Embrace it and learn from it. That's all I have to say about meme coins.
Thank you so much,
No
Victor.
problem.
Much appreciated. 100% agreed, 100% on point, 100% epic presentation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Once again, applause. Thank you so much.